Now back up, put the gun down, and give me a pack of tropical fruit bubblicious.
And some Skittles.
Hi guys, my good friend Gaming to Lose, who is having a fantastic time on her channel, and she's actually putting some really good content out there as well. If you want to go and check her out, I'll pop a link in the comment below. Asked me the question of what kind of meals do I have and what does my meal plan look like when I'm training for my half marathon or when I'm just training in general. The answer is, Gems, my actual diet as a whole doesn't really change day on day depending on what I'm doing. It's more portion sizes change dependent on the amount of calories I use. As I mentioned in the eating too much and eating too little video, it's more about balancing the calories so you're not taking on too little or too much. You're just taking on what you need. But there are things that I actually do keep up in terms of patterns and things like that, so something like that I can talk about. When we actually lay out my week, myself and my wife try and actually have a few meat-free days, and it's not because we've got any kind of vegetarian leanings or anything like that. We just think it's a bit more sustainable in terms of you don't need meat all the time, and meat is actually really heavy on terms of the environmental impact in terms of having to farm it in comparison to growing veg. That, and we can grow our own veg, so it's much cheaper too. So quite often what we will have is we will have Monday, because normally we have quite a big Sunday, we will have something like a chicken salad or prawn salad, or you get the picture, some kind of a salad which will just be some form of simple meat or fish, a load of leaf lettuce and salad type veg, some normal coleslaw, not low fat coleslaw, because I never get the low fat stuff, because generally I find that they have been replaced by chemical replacements and additives rather than just having natural fats in them, so I'll just stick to that kind of normal stuff. Maybe even have a little bit of hummus with that as well, like some dipping, like carrot sticks and things like that. So that's Monday. Tuesday will be probably one of our meat-free days. In terms of our meat-free days, some of the meals we do, quite often we do a Yorkshire pudding, where we'll actually do a Yorkshire pudding full of roast veg, but without any meat. We could do that, or sometimes what we do is a flamenco eggs. Yeah, I know eggs, yeah, still kind of, but which is just effectively eggs poached in bolognese sauce, and then you just put that on some spaghetti and put some cheese on it as well, so that's pretty nice. Wednesday, have something like fish paella or something like that, and the reason why we like to have fish paella and things like that quite a lot, and fish in general quite a lot, is because while I'm training and while we're doing a lot of activity, you need to take on a lot of omega-3 oils and things like that, because it helps your joints and it helps you actually stay limber. So lots of fish is good, and fish is really low in fat, so it helps in both ways. Yeah, so quite often Wednesday paella or something like that. Thursday will be our other meat-free day. In that we'll have maybe a stir fry or something like that, where we'll just do like sort of that kind of stuff, or other meat-free alternatives. Sometimes we'll have a mushroom stroganoff, which I really like. It's nice and simple. Or sometimes a fish curry. I know I said meat-free, but I still think fish is still kind of like a get out in terms of that kind of thing. Or you could have a vegetable curry. I'm just not a huge fan of vegetable curry, so that's why we don't have that. And then Friday, quite often we'll have something like a pasta bake or something like that, because quite often on the Saturday I go out and do my big train where I will do a longer run, and that's one thing that I do change around, is I try and have a large amount of carbs the day before I go and train, because eating a large amount of carbs the day before you train helps you have more energy to burn in the following day. So yeah, pasta bake. On the Saturday, we'll generally be relatively relaxed in terms of what we eat, because I'll have probably a really big training session. So we may treat ourselves to a takeaway or something like that. If not, we might have something like a lasagna, or just something that's quite nice but relatively relaxed in terms of what we're having. And Sunday, quite often we'll have like a Sunday lunch, like roast meats and roast veg, or a sausage casserole, or generally something warm and stodgy, just because it's Sunday. It's kind of nice. And that is pretty much my week laid out in terms of food while I'm training. And as I said, the only thing that will fluctuate really is the portion size. In terms of lunch and breakfast always is probably bran flakes and coconut milk, or porridge made with coconut milk, or something like Cheerios or something like that. Something that's not high in sugars, and the coconut milk is because we're trying to cut back on dairy a little bit, just because it's a little bit lower in calories, so it saves the calories there. But likewise, we were finding personally that the amount of dairy we were taking on was making us feel a little bit sluggish, so cutting out some of it is actually helping us feel a little bit more active and feel a bit better to train. Yeah, then it's just nice to mix things up a little bit in that respect. So a lot of your diet's got to be listening to your body. If something's not making you feel right, change it out, try something else. So that's always breakfast, and then lunch is always soup, and I will probably have like 4 Rivita or a couple of bits of bread, and I'll have 2 bits of fruit, but I'll probably have one of those mid-morning. So I'll like have a kiwi mid-morning, and then I'll have a banana with my lunch. And that is pretty much my week in food while training. A lot of people say about having a large amount of protein while they're training, but the body can only absorb a certain amount of protein, and I do believe that you take on quite a lot of protein if you're having meat meals anyway and things like that. And I'm a great believer in everything in moderation. If you just start packing on protein powder and things like that, it could make you gain mass, but I don't think it make you gain mass in a natural way. And everything I want to do it naturally. But sometimes if I feel like I want to take on a bit more, want to have some extra protein, maybe I'll have a couple of poached eggs in the middle of the day or something like that, and that is pretty much it. It's as simple as that. It's been a bit of a bland video, this one, because it's pretty much just me rolling off what kind of food I'm eating, but it's just one of those videos. Hopefully it's been informative, and hopefully it's given you the information you were looking for, Gems, and hopefully it's helped point some of you guys in the right direction. Do any of you guys have some really good recipes that you want to share? And what do you guys think about my food? Do you think I'm eating right, wrong? Do you think maybe I should change some things up? What things have you guys cut out and changed? Share, guys. It's the only way we all learn. Now take care of yourselves, eat well, eat right, and most of all, be your own island. Take care, guys. Mr. T. sweet Christmas.